It is November 24th, 1816, and we have finished our 3 mountains once again. And I was able to use the same strategy in 135, and I tried it again in 136. It's kind of a proof of concept, so I can confirm the strategy is pretty good. I was able to easily get the 3 mountains with it in both patches. The main part of the strategy focuses on admin efficiency being at max. The idea is, if we can hit max admin efficiency by Tech 27, we should have enough time to world conquest, regardless of the situation, because 90% admin efficiency is just so powerful. And today's gameplay is going to be focused on how we got 90% admin efficiency. However, I'm going to go through it real quick here. So first we can look at that negative 30 from technology. You get 10 admin efficiency at level 17, 23, and finally 27 admin tech. You get 2.5 from the final reform as a monarchy. And you can see that here, political absolutism. The German Confederation is from the Prussia mission tree. Alpine Powerhouse is from Sardinia-Piedmont. Kaiserreich, which I'm probably butchering, is from the German mission tree. You can see imperial bureaucracy here is one of our ideas as Rome. However, you also get a similar idea as Germany, so you don't really get an advantage from forming Rome in that sense. 5% from Alhambra, which is this great project here in Granada. And then we get 33% from absolutism. Normally, the cap of absolutism is 30%. However, Prussia has a special monument in Berlin, and they have a mission that lets you get plus 10% max effective absolutism, so that means you can effectively get 33% admin efficiency there. I also want to go through my ideas. Innovative was a paid request, so ignore that. Although I did think innovative was fine, didn't have any issues with it. However, I'm going to briefly run down the other ideas. Do take note, we took exploration second, then dropped it, and then took it again at the end just for fun to try to colonize these last bit of areas. I didn't quite get that done. Maybe I could get it done in the next couple of years, but we didn't quite get that. That was just completely for fun. There's no need to do that. So I'm going to give you the logic of why we have each idea group. Admin's pretty obvious for the GovCap and the CCR. Humanist is great for world conquest, mostly because the years of separatism, but there's also a very important modifier that I'll talk about more, but it's land attrition. So there's a policy with humanist and defensive here. You can see the Preparation Act that gives negative 25% land attrition. Diplomatic's an obvious one for the province force work cost. Quantity is good because we get land attrition and we just get more manpower and men. Defensive purely for the policy with humanist, as I mentioned before. Offensive just a good one to round things up, a little bit of better siege ability, better discipline. And then again, exploration is kind of random. So one thing I wanted to mention, stacking land attrition mods. You don't have to do this, but it makes your world conquest way less tedious. So you can see I have negative 85% land attrition, 15% from our reform sustained discipline, 25% from that policy I mentioned with defensive and humanist, and then 25 for quantity, and then 20% for the middle hegemon. This just allows me to stack my guys in stacks of 100 like this, where I'm doing. Basically all my armies like this, you can see they're all just stacks of 100, more or less. Sometimes stacks of 400 when I'm lazy, I guess. You know, you get a bit lazy towards the end, but that's fair. But so you can see here I'm only suffering 0.2% land attrition. So essentially your manpower is going to go up fast enough that you don't really have to worry about stacking effectively. You can stack in 200, 500. It doesn't really matter how big you stack your units. You basically you're just not going to have to deal with attrition, which is nice. Because if not, you have to play really micro-intensive, and I think that it's much better just to stack land attrition for quality of life. But if you want to be min-max, you don't need to do this. Again, this is just quality of life. Today's gameplay is going to focus on how we got that 90% admin efficiency. However, we're going to be picking off where we left in part 2, and you guys can check that out. I'll leave part 1 and 2 in the description if you want to check those out as well. And if you enjoy it, please consider subscribing. With that said, let's jump into it. We need to work on our mission tree. We need to finish up our admin efficiency here. We need to get admin efficiency from Castile via the Great Project. Yeah, we're going to actually for once play with Prussian militarization. So if we get this mission done, we can get like the super version of it. So I think we just need a discipline advisor. So let's just declare war on the Commonwealth. Cleansing of heresy, we have to for the provinces we need. I just don't want to get my guys stack wiped. I gotta be careful. My troops should be a lot better, but they still need to be like grouped pretty well. Okay, let's see if I can get a discipline guy though. I really want one. There we go. So I can get the army reforms here. And then we get this army with a state. So now we have the Prussian militarization mechanic, which can give us up to 10 discipline. But I was thinking I could start boosting this a little bit, my militarization. So then I get like extra discipline. I guess we'll take a loan to get the Defender of the Faith. We could get extra morale here, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll get some extra morale here. There we go, 130% discipline. We're looking strong. Max professionalism, 81 tradition. Not bad. I'm gonna end the war with Sweden. I want to take the province for the border gore. And then maybe have them annul treaties with people like Aragon and the Commonwealth. That seems fine. I'm gonna end this war. This is about all I can take, and I'll be about 100% overextended. Just take a bit of money too. So that'll get this mission done here. This did have overextension impact on it, which I didn't think about, but oh yeah, we got this mission done here. It's kind of something we wanted to do. And then we need to dev this to 30 to get a golden age for as long as our ruler lives, which is probably worth it. I'll just dev it to 30. So I should be able to start the golden age until my ruler dies. Unfortunately, my ruler is 30, but that's like at least hopefully 30 years of golden age. So that's not the worst. I have golden age here until my ruler's death. We need to finish our mission still. We need 6 provinces, so I also worry that France will not like me soon. I want to make sure I use him before I lose him, basically. But I have to betray France for these provinces, and I don't know. I don't think anyone can help me fight France. Like, there's not really... You can only betray so many people before there's no one left to betray. So I'm going to go ahead and cleanse heresy on Bohemia. Tech 23. That's huge. We can imperialism now. Yeah, I'm just going to fully annex English slot. My goal is that the second I'm Tech 27, I need to be at 90 admin efficiency. A full annexation with Burgundy and Bohemia. And that will give me my admin efficiency mission. This will also give us 10% more gov cap. Yeah, we're just going to go for this war and hope it's enough. Call in France and Venice and declare on Castile. I just want Granada, so I don't really need anything else but the one province. But yeah, I'm going to go and just peace out Aragon. I just want these 3 provinces for Sardinia-Piedmont. And then Malta, because Malta is pretty strong as well. And money, sure. Okay, I'm going to end the war, just grab Granada. I don't really want anything else right now. I'm going to dissolve my alliance with France because I have to attack him, unfortunately, for his like 2 provinces. I guess we could get Malta to rank 1. Use a bit of manpower for it too. Then we can get rank 2 rolling. Let's abandon religious in favor of defensive. So we're going to start getting defensive here. We can probably get through this pretty fast. Going to swap to sustained discipline now for the land attrition. Oh, I'm going to grab curtail clerical privileges actually for the admin tech costs as well here. Because that's going to be really important for when we switch to tech 27. That we really can get tech 27 as soon as possible. So anything you can do to get that I think is strong. My truce with France is up, but I can also upgrade this, which I need to do. So we have Alhambra at max rank to give us that extra admin efficiency. We should be at 70, I think. I'm going to get Mill 24 as well before I go to this war, just so I have a little bit of a advantage going into this. Imperialism here, call in Venice. So we're imperialism. We're going to go imperialism on France. And hopefully this won't be too bad. We only need 2 provinces, so I'm just hoping to make it quick and painless. But it probably won't be quick and painless. Never is. Just want to get to his capital, get the war goal ASAP. Yeah, we're going to send our guys straight to the capital now. Just do a nice barrage assault on it, because he has no fort. I think the AI should always have a fort on their capital in the late game. I don't know why they don't. How's the New World going? I hope it's nothing bad. My plan is that if I stack guys here, he'll just be afraid, and he won't go. Whether that'll work or not, we'll see. I'm going to end this war and just take these 3 provinces to form Sardinia-Piedmont. I don't really need a ton from this war, and I'd rather come back later when I have the admin efficiency. I'm not really too concerned about making it short. So very, very quick war, and then we can corpse those provinces. We're going to accept Piedmontanese. We're going to be shifting to Piedmontanese soon. We actually need to unstate everything, so we can tag switch now. There should be an unstate all button. I hate that there's not. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and state the Piedmontanese culture. And it's probably not going to be enough, because France converted some of this culture otherwise, so let's take a look. Yeah, it's 24%, so we're probably gonna have to move our capital, and what I'm gonna do is move our capital to some undeveloped area in Mexico. Like here is fine. We just need to, yes, it's quite expensive to move our capital though, because it's so, it's a little cursed, but yeah, it's 500 points to move our capital 2 feet. And this whole endeavor is gonna cost us like all our admin points probably. But now we can unstate Mexico, and that will probably let us shift Piedmontanese. Now that we've shifted to Piedmontanese, we can go ahead and form Sardinia-Piedmont. This is going to move our capital to the New World, which is going to create a problem. That's why you had to have so many points banked up. You can hit yes, please. It won't really matter. You're not going to stay as Sardinia for long. We're going to need Torino to have 20 dev, which it doesn't, so I'm going to go ahead and dev that up just a little bit here. It's at 16 dev currently, so we just need to dev it up a little bit. I can't really use admin points, so I don't feel safe doing so I'm just going to use Diplo and Mill. That should complete this mission. So that mission is done. So we need to move our capital back to Alaska, but we can't actually move our capital back immediately because we're going to get this error here. We're not going to be able to do it because of capital as, you know, this nonsense. So what you need to do is move your capital back to your original capital, which we need to state up. So move our capital there, and then we're going to move our capital to Mexico once again. We don't form a colonial nation. So I need to build 5 buildings that I didn't do, which is, it's fine. We just need 1 more building to build, and we should be fine. So let's just build a I don't know what. We'll build a land force limit building. Sure. And we gotta, every time you unstate and switch nations, your macro builder breaks, so you have to just save your game and reload. It's pretty normal. We're gonna go ahead and state back up everything now. Okay, so our building's done. We're gonna do this here. And then that's gonna give us this mission here, which is the admin efficiency we're getting after. So there we go. 5 admin efficiency till the end of the game. Now we can unstate again and restate into something that can form Germany. Saxony is probably fine, so go ahead and unstate everything. So now that we've unstated everything, I'm going to go ahead and state up Saxon. So just, yeah, Saxon land, just so we can move our culture again. So that should be good enough, I think. Saxon. Is Saxon already accepted? So we have to like, so now we're going to culture shift to Saxon. That'll give us a decision to form Germany. And we're going to go ahead and form German nation. Make sure you hit yes, please, here. So now that we're Germany, we're going to go for this mission here. We're trying to get the admin efficiency mission. And generally, you'll have everything ready to go for the admin efficiency. And yes, we're just going to click these, and then we can get the admin efficiency. Right on. So now we should be at 85%, but we'll get to 90 once we get Tech 27. So that's kind of the plan to get max. We'll have to save our game again and restate because the game is weird and ruins your macro builder. So a bit of a time skip here. Kind of just got to that max admin efficiency by hitting Tech 27. And in the meantime, I just went and attacked all the colonies here. Grabbed the mill hegemon, which I still haven't quite got max, but that'll give me a nice land attrition. Then we also got offensive ideas, which has a nice policy with innovative for siege ability and leader siege. So that's not bad. But other than that, we're just kind of gearing up to go to these big wars at the end here. We got 90 admin efficiency. So we're going to be ready to take a lot of land in a war. Thinking about taking France down first. Then we'll maybe attack Castile, England. We need a navy, so we're going to build one up. Probably fight France perhaps, but that's the plan. Let's just kind of go from there. We do have enough provinces now that we will always have militarization to max, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and declare on France, and we're just going to, of course, declare imperialism. Oh, I can get Tech 27 here, which is nice. Yeah, we're kind of just crushing them. War is pretty done. Pretty done deal. I would highly recommend a auto-clicker for the late game. If you're ever going to play the late game. Yeah, I'm going to separate P's Naples, but it's going to be a lot of points. So I won't be doing this a lot, but I think it's okay to do here. I mean, I'm ahead on Diplotech, so it's not a huge deal, but I can't be going around and doing that much. It does have the unfortunate side effect that I can't really end the war with France for 2 years. So I guess we're just going to be we're going to continue to be at war with France for a little bit. I'm going to fully annex Ragusa. Go ahead and fully annex the Congo. Okay, I'm going to end the war here. I don't want to be overextended, so I'm going to take 98. I'm going to take 98.9%. That should be fine. I'll be overextended for like a few months probably, but I think it'll be chill after that. I'm going to go ahead and declare war on the Ottomans. Imperialism. I'm probably just going to send like a large stack to go get to his capital, and then I'll have the war goal. Barrage is sold here. Maybe his defensiveness is bad because of decadence. I'm not sure. A lot of times it is in these days, so it's kind of easy to fight the Ottomans. Yeah, their defensiveness sucks. They're getting this. This is going to be the easiest war ever. Just realizing how terrible their defensiveness is. They're like supposed to be the big bad, but they're like terrible now. Poor guys. So this is really my toughest nation left to fight, isn't it? Feels bad, guys. Feels bad. Look at their forts are so bad. This is the lazy way to play too. I like to just have my 100 stacks carpet siege. Yeah, just carpet siege with the 100 stacks, so guys. I don't mind. We'll go for forts where we can, but like they're getting destroyed. It's not really a very competitive war with how bad he is. Okay, we gotta keep building the buildings as the game goes on. The Ottomans are the second great power though. They have over 5,000 dev. Well, the next person behind only has like less than 2,000, so there's quite a gap between the Ottomans and anyone else. So I'm gonna end the war with the Ottomans. Just gonna take a big chunk of land, but we don't want to be overextended, of course, so not gonna take everything in that first war, of course. So let's go ahead and declare war on Venice. We're gonna co-belligerate Great Britain. Imperialism. So I'm gonna separate P's France and just leave them with the province. It's gonna cost me like 1 trillion points, but I don't have anything better to do with my points, so I don't really care. And we're pushing over into Great Britain as well. So I'm just gonna end the war here and fully annex Venice, and then just take London. Because it would cause me overextension if not. And separate piecing is I can't really do it at this point. Oh, I should have waited to end the war until my other cores were done coring, but I kind of trolled there. So that's all done with. We can probably get ready to go to the next war. We're gonna fight the Commonwealth and Castile next, I think. So I'm just gonna attack the Commonwealth and co-belligerate whoever wants to go. Everyone's welcome. I'm just gonna end the war there. I don't want to be overextended again, so that should be fine. Another pretty profitable war. Not too difficult. I Made everyone lose their friends. I suppose I'll just grab this now. I don't really need to save it for anything, so I can just have the manpower. So complete this mission, it'll give me about 2 million manpower. So yeah, we have a lot of manpower now. Not that we really even needed it, but you know, it's nice to have, I guess. Things start to get real tedious, so instead I'm just gonna give you a full time lapse of this achievement. We're just going very fast. You can kind of see we start as Ryukyu and do basically nothing, and then eventually we're gonna make it over here. You can see we're gonna land here eventually. There we are. Then we're gonna start pushing into Mexico eventually. It says we're Saxony, but we're not really Saxony. It's just the replay. The system's weird, but you can see we're in Mexico now. We've made it to Europe, and we just start. Again, we're not really Saxony at this point, but the game's weird. But eventually we're going to just kind of expand, push into Europe a bit, and eventually form Prussia. And then we're going to form Sardinia-Piedmont, Germany. You can see that was really quick. And then we're going to kind of wait for our admin efficiency to get to 90. And then we're just going to start going hard. As you can see, it's only going to be a little bit of time to reform Rome, but then you can see we're just going to conquer pretty much everything within a relatively short amount of time. And then, of course, we'll end up in 1816 where we are now. And if you look at the great powers of the world, you can see that I am the only person on the list, basically. I don't have any subjects, so it's just me. No one else is alive. I get this question a lot, so I'll say it here once again. You are allowed to tag switch. However, you have to have a true one tag, which means you own the entire world yourself with no subjects, which is what's being shown here. The achievement reads, the only existing countries are either the player's country or Ryukyu and its subjects. So if you notice, the first condition just says the player's country, so that's why you can't have any subjects at all. But if you do say it's Ryukyu, you have that Ryukyu and its subjects. So that's why it works that way. But at any rate, thanks for watching and have a great one.